right, man, what's going on? We back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Got some behind the scenes talk, man. Get that exclusive right here, man. Just call it a rumor in the ledge right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And let's ride and talk. But I'm gonna talk about Danny Garcia and Manny Pacquiao is on the table if Errol Spence isn't healthy enough to go. And I heard Wilder is going to become a franchise champion. It's something that the WBC is looking to make permanent in their other weight classes. So I heard Wilder could be a franchise champion. Just called a rumor right now. It's in discussion. But I heard that's coming. But let's talk about Errol and Danny and Sean. Okay. What's happening with them is that I have been confirmed that Errol is okay. Okay? But how can I put it? But they saying he okay. But I just put it this way. I don't get the feeling that he okay. Okay? They saying he okay, but I don't get the feeling that he's okay. I just leave it at that. And but they still aiming to make Danny and Errol, and that's the WBC mandatory. And I told you that a couple months ago. You know, everybody be reporting shit late, and I've been telling y'all this coming. And I get people saying, "Oh, Errol is being forced to fight Danny, or Danny being forced to fight Errol." No, he wasn't being forced to fight Errol. That ain't even close to true. That's not true. For I understood, Danny Garcia had options. I told you he was the mandatory. If he wanted to fight Errol Spence, it was on the table. He was going to get the Pacquiao fight next till Mikey was running back to top ranking. I was like, we can't have that. He was going to tune up Loma, and if he on pay-per-view, and if he wanted to, Terrence Crawford on pay-per-view. They said, no, we're going to give you this Pacquiao fight. Okay? So I heard Mikey supposed to be tuning up. And that's supposed to be what's happening, but they said, nah, you ain't going back to top rank. We're going to give you a nice little deal. So Danny was supposed to have Manny Pacquiao in July. Pacquiao took Keith Thurman. He was supposed to have Pacquiao next. They gave it to Mikey Garcia. And now it was either fight Austin Trout at 147 and wait for Mikey Garcia, or it was fight Errol Spence and accept your mandatory. He accepted the mandatory, and that is what it is. People saying Yugas fought in the title eliminator versus Figueroa and all this other ish. Yeah, it is what it is, right? Yugas ain't no name. You can't put Yugas and Errol Spence on pay-per-view. So they trying to get Errol Spence pay-per-view momentum moving. You know, Mikey, Sean, Danny, still waiting on the numbers to come back out versus Sean Porter. They ain't never coming out. So they can't have Errol Spence moving backwards. They gotta keep him moving forward. So that is what it is right there. But if he ain't healthy enough to go, word on the street is that they gonna do Danny and Manny. And then I would think they would do Manny and Mikey. So, and I heard Pacquiao on the hook for 3 fights next year. I did hear that. He on the hook for 3 fights next year. He gonna fight 3 times, and it's supposed to be his last year. If Floyd Mayweather stop, setting his price so high they can get the money for Floyd, they'd do that. But right now the backup plan is Danny and Manny Pacquiao. Errol not healthy enough to go. But what I heard is they was real touchy-feely about. They was real touchy-feely when asked, is Errol okay? They didn't want to answer the question, but then later on, they said he okay. So I'm not 100% convinced. He ain't making no public appearances. He didn't go to the WBC convention. So I wouldn't be 100% sure, but I keep hearing that he will still be fighting January 25th, or I guess they can move the date. But it's going to be tough because they want to fight the Staples, the Lakers, the Clippers. You got concerts and other stuff going there, so they might have to put it to Barclays. or maybe in Dallas, but I'm been sure Errol is okay, but it wasn't a concrete answer. So Danny and Manny is the backup plan right now, and then Mikey and Manny will be next. So I don't know if it's gonna be Danny and Manny on I assume it has to be January 25th. Then that means they got to get to camp next month. You know, just to have what, a 10-week camp. You really don't need 10 weeks, but it looked like Danny been keeping himself in pretty good shape. And Pacquiao, he not a big guy anyway, so it'll be January 25th. But they'll be cutting it close, promoting the fight. Really, right now they supposed to already had signed, sealed, and delivered Danny and Errol Spence, and they supposed to be running promos for that fight right now. Remember, Floyd said it takes 6 months to build a successful pay-per-view, and right now PBC don't believe in building up no fight. They don't believe in accommodating the fans to buy flights and tickets, because the later you buy flights, the earlier you buy flights, the cheaper it is. The later you buy flights, it costs more. So that is what it is right there. But they don't believe in that shit. They don't believe in giving you no time on PBC. They don't believe in that shit. They believe in you get like 4 weeks, maybe 8 weeks notice. If you lucky, you get a pay-per-view, anything. You get 6 weeks notice before a fight. But they don't believe in that other shit, man. But that is what it is. But Wilder, heard they gonna make Wilder the franchise champion. I heard it's pretty much, it's not concrete. I heard it's not if or when. So I guess after he beat Luis Ortiz, he might be named the franchise champion. So Wilder will be the first black franchise champion. But thing about it is, don't nobody know what the fuck the franchise champion is. Everybody got an opinion. The WBC, before that convention over with, if it ain't over with yet, Mauricio Suleiman Jr. need to clarify what the franchise champion is. You know what I'm saying? He needs to clarify that. Is it like the Super WBA belt? Is it like an honorary belt? Don't nobody know what it is. But if it's like the Super WBA belt, I heard that the franchise champion is supposed to promote unifications, but it's all opinion right now. Nothing has come out factual from the WBC. The WBC don't even know what the fuck it is. Do Canelo got a special franchise champion belt? No. Do Lomachenko got one yet? No. So I don't even know if you can be undisputed off the franchise champion. That's the thing about it. But I heard Wilder's coming. I heard it's coming, but for me, it's bullshit. WBC got like 10 belts now. They got the franchise champion, if it's gonna become a belt, regular champion, silver, diamond, and intern. That's too many damn belts. And they're running up a check on everybody. You know, somebody in boxing gotta put their foot down and say, man, this shit is getting out of control. Somebody gotta throw these belts in the trash and take one for the team and show the way. I'm telling you, man, Floyd and like Magic Johnson and some of these other high celebrity boxing fans with good business mind, they should come up with their own belt, man. I'm telling y'all that shit. Franchise champion, a belt, it just sound like it's protecting fighters that they like from the mandatories, and the fighters and the mandatories just happen to be all black. Real talk. The mandatories just so happen to be all black. You know, I'm telling you, only sanctioned belt body that ain't terrible is the IBF, and that's because it's here in America. If they wasn't in America, they could be terrible, but they in this jurisdiction, so they held accountable. That's why the other ones in South America, Mexico, it's trash. It's pure trash. So Wilder gonna be a black history question. Who was the first black WBC franchise champion? Wilder. You never know. They might give Floyd the franchise champion belt, honorary belt. I wouldn't want my face on none of these shitty ass belts. If I'm a Muhammad Ali family, take his face off that shit. You know, you're gonna have a black fighter face on there, but you don't fuck with black fighters. The black fighters always get the short end of the stick. Look how they did Jamal Charlo. Look how they did Jamal Charlo. They made Erickson Lubin a mandatory. That motherfucker didn't do shit to be a mandatory. That's why he got his ass knocked out. I like him though. You know what I'm saying? They made Erickson Lubin a mandatory. He got fucking stretched. Breathe, stretch, shake, let it go. That shit gotta stop. They make who they want to make the mandatory. Niggas fighting title eliminators. They never get no title shot. Motherfuckers getting intern belts. Man, Jamal Charlo and Devin Haney ain't no real champions. They ain't no real champions, dude. Them niggas regular belt champions. That shit shouldn't count. I'll throw them trash ass belts in the trash can. Real talk. They ain't no champions. They ain't no champions. That ain't no championship fucking belt. Who the fuck you fight to be a champion? Both of them ain't fighting nobody for the intern. They ain't no champs. They some chumps. They some chumps. They ain't no champ. They're my Shannon Briggs boys. They paying all them sanctioning fees to get fucked with no Vaseline. Man, I wish I would, man. Man, people motherfuckers just be brainwashed to feel like they ain't gotta break the mold. I wouldn't even recognize them niggas, man. If I'm black fighters, man, black fighters need to get together, man, and change this shit. But all these motherfuckers is just gonna follow. You know, we deem what's cool and what's not cool. Even the black fighters in the UK. You know what I'm saying? We deem, let them have their Mexican fighters and shit and protect their Mexicans and their Ukrainians and shit. They can have that shit. You know, all the black fighters across the globe, from Africa, the ones in the UK and everywhere else. Everywhere else, black Canadians, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the ones off the U.S. Virgin Islands. Let them have their fucking belts. And we make our own shit, or recognize the IBF and get another belt. We make our own shit and see how far they get. Because casual fans don't give a shit if it's the WBC, the WBA, the UFC belt. They don't give a hell what it is. They just want to see the best fights. And Dana White right on that. They don't give a hell. As long as you can say it's a championship level fight. That's it. All these dudes, claim to be, all these black fighters is puppets. Boxing ain't nothing but politics. It ain't another sport that got more politics than boxing. It ain't. It's all politics. And all these black fighters scared to speak up. That's the one thing Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather can do, man, is create their own belts. And fuck the other ones, man. Forget what BoxRec say. If you was a champion or not a champion, man, fuck them belts, man. I ain't never seen them go out that way. Other than like a black fighter that make money like Floyd. I ain't never seen them go out that way to help us out. Other than if it's like Lubin going against another black fighter. They ain't never went out our way to help us out. Never. They need to, black fighters need to wake up, man. Or they gonna continue to get the short end. Ain't no way Lomachenko should be the franchise champion. No way. No way. And you can see that. You can see the writing on the wall. When I heard that a while ago, I believed it. And when Bob Arum said it, I ain't never seen. I mean, it's rare, and it may have happened. But you don't see too often where a dude that holds 2 titles get to fight for a vacant title. Man, fuck up out of here. You don't see that happen too often. This nigga had the WBO and the Super WBA title, and they let that motherfucker fight for the vacant WBC over the 2 mandatories, Devin Haney and Luke Campbell. Come on, man. They can do all that for Lomachenko. Why they can't do it for Terrence Crawford? You know what I'm saying? Come Come on, why they can't do it for other fighters? This is crazy, dude. But hey, it is what it is. Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. Want to make a donation? That link in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. Appreciate the love and support, man. And just keep sharing the video. I'm gonna keep dropping jewels out there, man. One time for the one time, we gone.